What it is, what it do, welcome to Fresh Take and our final part of the WrestleMania match preview. And this is the big one. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Of course, as we're recording this now, Brock has signed a new 3-year deal with the WWE. So that just threw everything out the window.
Yeah, because we all thought, well, Roman Reigns is winning or Seth Rollins was going to win. Now there is a legitimate chance that when they were signing Brock's contract, they're like, if you sign this contract, you get to keep it.
So this is going to be by far our longest video because there's so many scenarios.
Well, let's start off with the first scenario.
And let's start off with a stupid wink.
What was that? I don't know what that is.
So that's the first scenario. The one that we've been suggesting for a while is the double turn, the Austin Brett. Heyman turns on Brock, Roman wins, and then Roman and Brock go together and start their stuff. Brock goes away. Maybe it's a rematch at SummerSlam or something. Yeah. That seems like the most plausible way to go because if Brock's in his new contract, I don't think he's going to go down clean. I don't think Brock's going to go down clean. If you're going to beat Brock, you have to do it kind of cheaty and swarmy to keep him like a big deal. Because he signed a 3-year deal. So Brock's not going anywhere for a long time. No. He's got 3 more WrestleManias under his belt, 4 including this one. So you want to make Brock look good. So that one seems like the most obvious one. Well, not obvious, but the most put out there one.
Yeah.
Number 2, Brock just wins.
Yeah. We could just have Brock win and then it'd be like, well, he's still holding the title. I think the crowd's going to be very pro-Brock.
Very pro-Brock. Number 3, Roman just wins. But I think that's, out of the spectrum of what we're doing, that's the least likely to me.
Yeah. I don't see it happening now. Because now they're kind of sitting there going, well, we have Brock now and we don't really have to rush Roman anymore, so...
Number 4, The Rock comes out.
Yep, there have been strong rumors of that.
Now, this could go in a few scenarios with The Rock that I've been thinking about. Number 1, The Rock comes out and screws Brock over. Number 2, The Rock comes out after Brock wins, Rock bottoms him, and Seth cashes in.
Yeah, I could...
So that you give Brock the win, Roman's a little defeated, Rock comes to defend his cousin, Brock loses the title, he goes away for a bit, but then you have the title on TV for a long time.
Yeah.
Back on normal, everyday TV.
And you have Seth Rollins on
And that goes back to Joel's call of Seth not winning against Randy, but cashing in later.
I think that's going to be the biggest telltale for us, booking-wise, is if we see Randy Orton win, that's going to be a big red flag.
We've never seen a cash-in at WrestleMania before. We've seen it at SummerSlam. We've seen it the night after Raw. Those are the biggest events that it's happened in.
Yeah.
We've never, ever seen it on a WrestleMania.
This could be big.
And Seth is getting close to the end of that contract here.
Yeah, he's going to have to do it soon.
The main thing is, if Brock keeps the title, what's his next program?
Yeah.
We know The Rock and Brock is pretty much penciled in now for WrestleMania 32. Yeah. It's pretty much just Brock's decision now.
Yeah.
But Brock had an interview this week about him being in SNL and Fast 7. And when asked if he would be at WrestleMania Sunday, he kind of did the same thing, kind of a wink and kind of a hint that Rock will be there in California. So.
Of course he did. Because even if you're not going to be there, doing that little wink and hint kind of gets people going, oh, he's going to be there. He's going to show up.
Is it kind of redundant if he screws Brock out of the title and that's the build? Because that's the same thing we saw with him and Cena.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Yeah, it would be it wouldn't be the greatest to do, so... I just think that there has to be a clean win here, or if not, you have to have Paul Heyman too.
I think we're both in agreement that Roman does not go over clean.
No.
If he does, I think that'll be the most shocking thing to me, to be honest. Because I just don't think you can just have a Superman punch and a spear and knock Brock Lesnar out after he signed a 3-year, possibly $7 million contract.
Yeah.
Because that just isn't great.
No, it does not. I think you have to... I think ultimately you've given him this money. It's time to just kind of let him carry that belt for a little bit longer. Maybe you set up the Rock and Brock program.
Do you want it to be for the title?
I don't think it needs to be for the title. I think Rock's had his...
You can even have it the next night, Brock celebrating that he won the championship. Then Rock comes out then Rock bottoms him, then Seth comes in.
Yeah.
I think you have to get the title back onto the main roster for a bit. I don't think there's 2 thoughts there that either You can build Brock for this long title run. Maybe they want to pass Punk. I'm sure
I-
that's gone through their mind.
That probably has really got... Because Punk's still the longest reigning guy in the modern era, I think. And they can't say that anymore.
No.
That number's gone for them, and now they kind of want to go back. And
Well, they kind of do some swarmy things, too, where I remember when Brock left and they all of a sudden, Randy was the youngest champion. And now they're like saying, oh, Brock really was the youngest champion. They kind of twist things around, but those numbers are going back and forth just like the 94,000 WrestleMania 3. We know that's not the real number.
Yeah.
This is a number you can't fake because it's right there, and everyone knows that Punk had that reign.
Yeah.
And Roman, I just don't think will have a reign like that. No pun intended. Because I think Seth's there. You know, Cena's getting 16 coming up in the next year here.
Oh, yeah.
Unless, like, if Brock has it, I don't think Cena will get 16. But if Roman has it, I could see Cena, Roman, that's a match. There's more matches for the belt with Roman or Seth having it.
Yeah.
But I just think you need to hold off with Brock having the title a little longer.
I think maybe you could... Maybe it's kind of hard because you don't know what The Rock's mindset is. But to me, what would be really cool is eventually have that Brock Lesnar-Daniel Bryan match at WrestleMania.
I think there's a lot of... Not to derail off the match preview here, but with the signing... there's a lot of possibilities now. People want Randy Orton versus Brock because they've never seen it. I don't think Sting's a possibility versus Brock. I just don't think that's anything that we want to see. I think the only thing that's left for Sting is maybe Bryan and maybe Cena.
Yeah.
And Taker, of course. But with Brock, I think there's a lot of matches left. The Bryan one we want to see. There's all these guys in NXT. We were talking about him and Kevin Owens. I think could be a great match. So it's hard. And him and Seth by themselves. I know we were waiting for that match as well. So maybe Seth beats him in that Extreme Rules. We get Seth and Brock.
Yeah.
I think we could bang a head over each other's hammers all day about Roman's not ready because we've been doing that for 6 months now. And the point is, I just don't think he is.
No.
He looked good on Sports Nation. I think he's really very well polished. But there's more than being very well polished on an ESPN or television programs. It's also what you can do in the ring. And
he has like 3-4 moves of doom.
And I don't think he's gotten to the point to be a champion yet.
I just don't think he could. You want your champion to be able to work with anyone. You want your champion to... You basically... Having Brock as champion, you kind of can have him work with anyone. Daniel Bryan being champion, you had him kind of work with everyone. Cena, the exact same. Any of these big guys...
That's the one good thing, though, if Roman does go heel. You have so many programs. That's the one thing I will... not to be a hypocrite of what I just said, that I will be happy if he wins, because then you get him and Bryan, him and Seth, him and Ambrose, him and Cena. There's all these programs for the next year you can carry on with.
And there's a lot more possibilities. I do think, if you were to put a gun to my head and ask me who wins this, right now I'd say Brock wins. But that's just...
I was secure in Brock until Sunday. And then, not because of Raw, but before Raw, kind of Tuesday actually, I was like, I think Roman's going to win because of the wink. The wink has drove me crazy. And I think Heyman's going to turn on him. And then after this contract signing, I just don't know. I wish my answer could be undecided.
Yeah.
So I don't really have an overall pick. I'm just going rooting interest here, people, and I'm going for Brock. I don't know who's going to win this match. I really don't. And that's the best part about it.
Yep. All these matches we preview today, we could be wrong.
Yeah.
It could flip.
And that's the best thing, Joel. I sorry to steal your thunder there.
It's time that it's finally a WrestleMania card that you can't sit there and go, he's going to win, he's going to win, he's going to win. You kind of go, he's gonna, well, maybe. I'd be going back and forth.
I think the only predictable match would maybe be Cena.
Yeah.
Maybe, but there's still a small part of me that's like, maybe Russo will win. Maybe he learned his mistake at SummerSlam with Wade Barrett.
Yeah, maybe.
But you never know.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, this is one of the worst builds to WrestleMania ever. But as the week has gone on and we've started looking at the card, you're like, you know what? I'm not even going to remember any of that build. I'm going to remember how good this card was. Because I think the matches laid out are great matches. They've done a great job. Next year is the big, the thing with this WrestleMania 2 is with the network now, they're not really trying to get those $65 pay-per-views. They just have the network for $9.99 or $11.99 here in Canada.
Yay.
And
which is now available
everywhere. And I think the good thing about that is that they don't have as much pressure on them as before. So sometimes they're just like, oh yeah, we can just throw these matches out there and don't have to worry about the build as much because the build was a big thing to making you buy the pay-per-view. Next year's a different story in Dallas because of how many seats they need to sell.
Yeah,
it's a different story.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
No disrespect to Levi Stadium and the attendance there, but Dallas Stadium is an entirely different story.
Oh yeah.
And I think the build to WrestleMania 32 starts on Sunday.
Yep.
And if you're saying, oh, of course it does. But I really think what you do with Brock Lesnar is a big deal. And especially you're going to have him with The Rock because now Roman and Rock are attached at the hip. And there's got to be some kind of connection between the two of them that leads to this match. Obviously, Brock's going to do something else in between, but so did Cena when he had The Rock.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good WrestleMania. And we'll be back with a review of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
So we're getting ready for the road to WrestleMania here on Fresh Take. So until next time, cheers.
Enjoy
Enjoy the road, people.